Hey guys, Jordy here. Welcome back to the channel. I just thought I would make a video on my ESB Season 4 predictions. Obviously, because it's a big up and coming sponsored season this time around, I thought I could make a more professional, hopefully not controversial video on certain things like my Division 2, Division 1 predictions, MVP, award ideas, etc., etc. So we can start with the Division 2 standings. Looking at Division 2, there's a few names that do stand out. You have Banana Esport, which have I believe it's like Sobojka. It's some of the Polish GV guys. I think Slap maybe in that team as well. You got Eagles Esport, GHR, who are a lot of. I think they're a German team who are quite decent actually in terms of team play and strats. They could be a good uh, contender for this. I believe Marine Iguana have dropped out. Raptors Esport, they're a good experienced team who obviously could surprise anyone in this league. To be honest, I feel like Division 2 is going to be quite a competitive division, hopefully. TPU, I believe they're a Spanish team and their team play is quite good. I'm not sure how good they are on Rush. They were decent on T5, T6, etc. Then you have UGC, which are, I believe, a Polish team. I don't know much about them, to be honest. And Emret Esport, who I believe are quite decent. I think them, for me, there are 4 teams in there. I believe Banana Esport, Eagles Esport, Raptors Esport, and Emret Esport that could, to be honest, made it into Division 1. I believe they were Division 1 quality for Rush at least, but for my standings, I believe, to be honest, I think 1 and 2 is going to be what it is on screen. It's going to be Banana Esport and Eagles Esport. I'd say third would be Raptors Esports, fourth Emreti, then I would say fifth GHR, sixth TPU, and seventh is going to be UGC, and then obviously because Marine Iguana aren't in the league, I believe, anymore. From what I've seen in the league Discord, I believe obviously they're going to be last as they'll no longer be in the league. Moving on to some award ideas that I think could be quite good. Obviously, because of the rules have changed to one of each class, so 1 sniper, 1 medic, 1 support, and 1 assault. I believe you could do individual awards for that. So certain stats, you could have like a best sniper of the season, a best medic, a best support, the best assault. If we're able to keep track of those individual stats when a certain player plays a certain class, I believe that'll provide a good insight into what teams have the best sniper, the best medic, the best support, the best assault, and see if it affects their results in any way. So I think that hopefully that could be an award idea that ESB could do. So Deuce, if you're listening, get on that. Get on that. We want to see that. I also believe we could do the best offensive and defensive team. So you could do maybe for the best defensive team, the team that had the most sectors taken. I believe that could be quite an easy start, though I don't know how accurate it would be. And then obviously defensive team would be the opposite, so the most sectors, like the least amount of sectors lost. It'd be good for the offensive team if you could do the most sectors taken in the quickest amount of time, but I don't believe that's possible. But if you could do that, that'd be great. It would just show obviously the overall offensiveness of a team, and same for defense team, a team that holds a team out for the longest before losing a sector. But I don't know how possible that is. Then I believe Jimmy said something about in his season 3 predictions video, like a rookie of the year. There are a few players this season that didn't play last season. So for example, I think Chaos have like Ryan, who I believe didn't play, have the best gang people who have changed team. A few of them I don't believe played in the season before. So you could do maybe a best rookie, but I don't know how many of the players there are for that. If there's only like 5, it's not worth it. You need at least about 20 players to get a decent look at that for me. You could also do the award for like a most surprising team, like a dark horse, so a team that maybe the league thought wouldn't perform as well. Let's say like a team where the league may thought they were going to finish 8th or 7th and they came 3rd out of nowhere. That'd be a quite a good idea, but obviously that may be hard to gauge if you did it off that, because then you've got to try find a team that the league didn't think would do so well. So it could be also a bit insulting towards a team at the end, like, oh, you didn't think we were going to do well, kind of thing. So you could do that award, but it would be a bit controversial on the league admin's part. So, you know, Deuce would have to just randomly pick a team and think, oh, I think you're going to do bad. I don't believe it's just Deuce. I think it's Deuce and I believe the vice president, Timmy, and then I don't know if Prince has any input. Obviously, I don't. I have no input whatsoever, even though people believe I do. So those would be my award ideas. I believe some of them could be done. Some of them can't, but obviously it would interest the season off a little bit, considering there are some sponsors, so it may bring some traction, some attention to the league. If they announced certain awards that they were going to do, it might get people a little bit hyped up. Maybe some people want to strive, may get some more attention, some more viewership, but you never know. So I'm going to move on to the Division 1 standings, placings, to see where teams are going to finish. So obviously in Division 1 for Season 4, 4v4 Rush, this season we have Best Gang, KSC Sports, Pro Legion Gaming, Raid Black, Raid Yellow, Team Pulsar Esport, Tribe Black, and Redux. So I believe for me, the dark horse for me, a team that I think is going to hopefully surprise a lot of players and a lot of teams in how well they can do, especially when they're on their game and it's their day, is Raid Black. I think they're going to surprise a lot of teams. Hopefully, fingers crossed, when they're on their game and it's their day. Their team play is for me, when I played against them, extremely good. I believe it's their gun skill that can be, for me, inconsistent. If they get that on a consistent basis, then they're going to surprise a lot of teams. For me, that's the same with Best Gang. I think their gun skill is generally consistent, but I believe their team play and a little bit of their gunplay is generally off. So those two teams could surprise people, you know, push up the placings a little bit. So we're going to start from obviously 8th, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So who I think is going to finish in 8th place for Division 1 Season 4 is Raid Yellow. I believe they were the last team to qualify for the division. I don't generally recognize any of their players. I believe they were called Fantastic Five during the qualifiers. But I just believe they're the team that will most likely finish in 8th place. I could be wrong. They could surprise me. We'll have to find out at the end of the season. But for me, Red Yellow is 8th place. For 7th, I'm going to have to put Team Pulsar. Now, I do believe... See, this is hard because I think they could... I generally think any team on their day will surprise a lot of players and a lot of teams out of nowhere, which could obviously push them up the standings. So on their roster, which I've just brought up, they have Chaos Rapid, Rosso Blood, Pasquale, White Wolf Fever, It's Smoker, Surfunky, Turtle, and Patrox. I think I don't think their team play. I've never seen many of them play together, so their team play may be off if they've not been scrimming a lot. so maybe that'll let them down. The gunplay can be generally good, so I think Team Pulsar will most likely finish in 7th place. Now, for 6th place, it's obviously in 8th we have Red Yellow, 7th we have Team Pulsar. For 6th, for me this is going to be a hard one. I'm going to have to say Best Gang for this. I just feel like their gunplay and their team play can be a little bit off. I think some of the teams further up generally will have more of an idea in terms of strats, in terms of just general understanding of rush. I believe when I've played Best Gang in the scrims I have, they rely on Corona, who is their recon, who generally uses just the PO8, generally to sneak around and rotate while they push from the front. I feel like that lets them down sometimes in terms of numbers, and relying on him getting that leak, getting that beacon. Without flares now, they may struggle for that. So for me, I believe Best Gang are going to finish in that 6th place.
Okay, he's also MK.
So for 5th place, I've got it between Redux and Tribe, and for me, this is still one I'm mulling over even now, but I'm going to go with it and say for 5th, I'm going to say Redux. Depending on how well they do as a team in terms of team play and actually staying together. And they didn't perform too well in season CGL season 1. I believe they got relegated from that. But obviously in this league, I've just looked at their roster. They've got Frantic, Smiley, Lauren, Ziggy, Timet, Negative, Tomasi, and I believe Speed comes in at week 3. So they could generally have a good team in terms of gunplay. I think their team play may let them down a little bit, even though Timet, Ziggy, and Frantic with Smiley could generally work together. Maybe they like an out-and-out recon, which could help them struggle. So for now, I'm going to say Redux are in 5th place. This could change in the first week or two, depending on how they perform in their first couple 2 or 3, 4 matches, those first 4 matches. They could push up into the top 3, they could be 4th, but for now, I'm going to place them Redux in 5th place. For 4th place, you probably guessed it from me saying it before, I think Tribe Black are going to finish in 4th place. They did lose Skeptical Milk, who was an extremely, probably I'd say top 2 recon in the league, to Chaos, which in terms of team play and strategy will let them down quite a lot. But obviously Z's their leader. He's generally a smart person in terms of strategy, I believe, in Rush at least, from what I've seen. So I'm going to put them 4th place. Their team play, I think, is good. I believe their gunplay and just general weapon gunfights will probably most likely let them down this season. They have Slayers in, I'd say, Manda and probably Z on their day. Should be able to carry that team to a 4th place. Obviously with Lakpa supporting, as I think, the medic. And Amazing BS, I think he plays Assault. Sweet Aim also. That Itachi, X-Ray, all on their day can be good. They just need to keep that consistent level throughout the season. And I think for sure they'll finish in a 4th place, hopefully. If not, we'll have to see depending on their first couple of games. Just like Redux, they may drop down into that 5th, 6th, while drop into that, while Redux go into that 4th and 3rd. But like I said, we'll see. For now, I'm going to predict them to be in 4th place. So, in 3rd place, I have Raid Black. Some people may disagree, but I believe their team play is probably, if not one of the best in the league, from what I've seen. Watching their streams, playing against them, their gunplay, just like everyone else on their day, is insane. Bean player, who is their recon, I think is up there with Berg in terms of sniper, at least when I've played against him. and when I've been beamed by him. I don't know if anyone else agrees. Let me know in the comments. But I think he's an insane recon who will help that team push up a few positions in the league. They've got Nikov with the bar. The FG is an insane player. Dedelek, who I believe is their medic, and I think they're on Cola as the assault. The most person I know the least about is Dedelek. From when the last time I played Raid, they did insanely well. I saw them play against underage Andes, also known as Chaos now. I believe they would have won that scrim if they didn't give Chaos the first sector, though I do believe Chaos were playing with the Z guy. But still, nonetheless, they performed well in the qualifiers from what I saw. Extremely well. I don't think they finished higher though than Redux. See, that's the thing. I'm unsure about that Redux placement now, but for now, I'm going to stick with what I said. I'm hoping Ray Black will at least make that top 4 playoffs. I'm going to put them 3rd for now. I feel like that may be controversial, but I'm just hoping, and I have a feeling that there'll be a dark horse this season. Maybe me saying this will not make people underestimate them. Can't say that word. Underestimate them. There you go. So maybe people will take them more seriously now that I've said that. They'll fall lower down the league. But I'm just hoping they'll surprise a few teams. They may see Raid and think, easy game, and then get absolutely surprised. So for now, I'm going to put a Raid in 3rd place. For 2nd place, obviously because people are going to think I'm biased. But 2nd place, I'm going to put Chaos. With Robert, Jimmy, Ryan, Paz, Skeptical Milk, and Nacho. That is their current roster. Though I believe Skeptical Milk cannot play until week 3. So I think the first 4 matches he can't play in, which I know they will struggle without him. I believe Robert will have to switch to the recon class once again. I also believe, I know Nacho and Ryan struggle in terms of availability. So I don't know what they're going to do there. But obviously Robert, Jimmy, Paz, that strong 3 foundation should carry them to that 2nd place regular season team standing. If they can sort out those availability issues that I don't even know if they have, but I'm assuming they're going to have in the first 4-6 matches. If they can get through that, pick up a win in every game, they're easily contender for 2nd, maybe even 1st place. They've got a good leader in Robert, a good slayer in Jimmy and Paz. We just got to hope that Paz listens to Robert, works with the team. Got to hope Jimmy's slaying out constantly. Obviously, Jimmy's good in terms of strategy, so is Robert. But if they have their slayers constantly slaying, constantly working with their team, they'll 100% finish 2nd, and I'd say at least 50% for 1st place. They're definitely, I'm hoping they're going to be top 2. They should be, with the quality in their team. They just need to get through those first couple of weeks to see how they go. If they drop off with those first couple of weeks because of availability, God knows where they'll end up. It could be top 4. I doubt they'll finish outside of playoff spots. If they do, I'll be absolutely baffled. 100%. They're a 100% playoff team. They should be 99% 2nd place. And for 1st place, because people are going to think I'm biased, I've got Pro Legion Gaming, obviously my team. We've won Season 1, 2, and 3. Personally, I only did 2 and 3. Season 1, I was with SWC, who finished 4th, 3rd, I can't remember. But they're a team that consistently wins tournaments, shows up in big games, despite having roster issues, internal issues with the team. For example, like Jimmy, Saint for a while, Dennis going in active jobs. Despite all of that, they tend to shine through. I'm speaking in terms of like I wasn't even in the team. Just pretend I'm not in that team. They show up in big matches. on a consistent basis. For this season, I believe they'll have 100% attack rivalry with Chaos for that #1 spot, at least in the regular season and in the playoffs. It all depends on, like I said, I believe that we have I'd say a dark horse in our team in terms of Maxi, who will be playing on the most part the recon class for us. Obviously, the guy plays an insane amount of pubs with that class. So for me and the team I'm in, POG, I believe he'll be the breaking point in terms of how well we do. If he's popping off on a consistent basis with the PO8, sniper, beacon spots, leaking, etc., I feel like he'll be out and out one of the best, if not the best, recons, just off experience in pubs and on this game in the league. We have Quick Saint Me for Slayers, Jobs, Dennis, Fruct, you know, the granddaddy of Battlefield, can come in and fill in any gaps if needed. But for us, it's staying consistent in terms of team play and internal affairs, which lets us down, I would say, 75% of the time. So I think we should finish first. I'm hoping we finish first in the regular season. I would say right now, at the start of the season, I would say, you know, like a 60-40 for POG and Chaos being the 40, of course, for that first place. But I'm going to stick with POG for first place. I'm going to put some pressure on us. I'm hoping Chaos will come with a bang, Raid, Tribe, every team. I'm hoping it'll be a close and entertaining league, but I'm going to put POG first. On to a little MVP discussion now. I've wrote down 7 names from the 8 teams. So I've written, discluding myself, I doubt I'm not going to talk with myself, so I've actually got 6 names down. I have Maxique and Saint, Jimmy and Paz, Frantic and Bean Player. And while I'm here, I'm also going to put in Skeptical Milk, though he will discuss him later on. For me, Maxique, I feel like he could win MVP, like I said, in the team prediction placings. If he's on his game with the recon class, if he plays every game, week in, week out, at an exceptional level with the recon class, he'll be the difference maker. In terms of an MVP, he'll be valuable to us, PLG. So I believe if he plays in an insane level, he should win MVP for me. Though that could be the same for Saint, Jimmy, Paz, Frantic, Beam Player, and Milk. Though he is a sniper, so I'm hoping he can win at least that award idea of best sniper in the league. So pressure's on you, Max. You're gonna have to start beaming, lad, because I want you to win that MVP. You know, it'd be a great achievement for you, considering you haven't been playing comp that long. So pressure's on. I've also got Saint and Jimmy. I was gonna say very similar in style, though Saint I would say is a bit more aggressive and does also have brains, but I believe Jimmy obviously has that comp experience in COD for GBs, so he knows a lot of different scenarios, pressure. It's a 2-time ESB season winner. Maybe could have won an MVP in a previous season at one point, for sure. Maybe season 1, or 2 or 3. Is an extremely good player for support, assault, even sniper and medic. Though I believe he'll be playing assault. I think he'll be their main slayer for Chaos. He can easily carry that team to a win in terms of leadership. He just needs to keep his head in the game. Don't let any little niggles get to him, and he'll be for sure in that MVP contention. The same goes for Paz and also Saint. They keep their motivation for the game, especially Saint. If he plays in week out, keeps his motivation, his head in the game, his slaying abilities down, he could also win MVP. Same with Paz, the medic player. An incredible slayer, especially on underground. Long range maps like Arras Mercury, he may struggle a little bit more. I believe I would say due to lack of experience and maybe just a general comp mindset in terms of play style. But he should have Robber, Jimmy to shout at him, guide him. So any four of those players I've mentioned, Max, Saint, Jimmy, Paz, could easily win MVP. Frantic, an assault player. I don't know what he's like as a leader, so I can't comment as that. Slayer, 100%. Just off slaying ability, could win MVP. The rush is more about slaying, so out of the previous four names I mentioned, he's probably the least likely to win it, but nevertheless, I've put him up there in contention for it. Lastly, I've got two snipers, because I believe they are the most important class in Rush, in terms of actually making a difference for picks, for beacons, leaks. It was flares, but no longer. I've got Beam Player and Skeptical Milk. Though Skeptical Milk may not win it, because I believe he's not being able to play for the first couple of matches. I'm not sure at the exact amount. So he may be less likely to win it than Beam Player. Beam Player keeps that consistent level, like the rest of the players, in terms of his sniping ability. He could obviously make the difference for that raid team, push them into those playoff spots. If they get close to that fourth, third place, even if they surprise everyone and get second, I think he'll be in contention for MVP. Skeptical Milk, I could believe he'll make the stepping stone that Chaos needed to be pushed up even further than they already were before. It helps Rubber slot into his natural spot of assault or support. Help him slay out a little bit more, do what he does, instead of trying to learn a recon class that he's hardly ever played. They get an experienced recon player who will hopefully guide them into that top 2. Should be 100%, even top 1. So we'll have to see for that. So my MVP prediction, I'm going to say is Maxi. I'm hoping that he'll win it, but from if you want to say I'm biased, you can. If you want a a non-POG MVP prediction, I would say Jimmy. I'm hoping Jimmy would win it. He's played a lot of this game. He deserves it. If he slays out, keeps his head in the game, keeps motivated, that's the biggest thing I would say for Jimmy is motivation. It's a big league, so he'll give 110%, knowing Jim. So for my prediction, it's Maxi. If you want a non-PLG one, it's Jimmy. And then if you think he's ex-PLG, I would say Paz then. So yeah, those are my predictions for MVP. So to summarize the video, I've gone through my award ideas, my Div 1 standings, my top 4 were... So my top 4 were PLG first, Chaos second, Raid third, Tribe fourth. If I've got that wrong back in the recording, then comment down below and let me know I'm stupid. Obviously, I went through my MVP prediction, which is Maxi, and on PLG one would be Jimmy, and then I would say Paz as a close second, third, whatever you want to say. Hopefully you enjoy the video. Let me know what you think of the award ideas, your Division 2 predictions, your Division 1 predictions, your MVP predictions. Let me know all down in the comments below. Hopefully you're hyped for the season. It's going to be a good one. Make sure you tune into all the streams. Keep up to date with the league. I'll try put some website links in the description. But hopefully you enjoy the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video or stream. Peace.